Hi, my name is Ilya Schwartzburg. I'm the chair of the Manhattan Libertarian Party. I don't know if you heard, but a lot of our voters on Election Day, they came in to the poll sites, they signed in at the tablets, and the tablets indicated that their party designation was working families. So this happened across the city, multiple confirmed accounts. You guys have confirmed it. I spoke to a deputy director who acknowledged the issue. Yes, thank you. And there was a lot of confusion on our end. I called throughout the morning. I called the AG. I didn't get an explanation. After I got Gothamist reported on it, they heard that it was some kind of coding issue. Subsequently, I am thankful that we got some kind of explanation that it seems that the vendor was not supposed to display that field because it was not coded. And on the day of, I would have appreciated some explanation just to tell our voters.
So can I ask you a question? Did first it was tweeted out at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, shortly after the issue was resolved. But before you called the Attorney General's office, did you make any effort to get in touch with the Board of Elections?
Yes, I called multiple times after around 9 a.m. I called the AG, I think, around 11 a.m.
Okay.
I was told initially that they would send a technician to verify the problem, and I never got a call back. Right. And I made a couple of calls like that.
So it is true that there was a mapping issue with, and it had to do with the way that the abbreviations occur in the system. Not to minimize the confusion, certainly it wasn't something that we would have liked, but if this had happened on a primary election, which is why the issue wasn't caught, then it would have been much more of an issue, certainly. But it happened on a general election day. As soon as we found out about it, between 11:45 and noon, that functionality was disabled so as to avoid any voter confusion throughout the day. That issue will not be replicated moving forward. The vendor now has all of the information that they need to make sure that all of the data points are properly mapped. But I do want to be clear, all of the voters who were in fact registered appeared in the poll list books. So this in no way, shape, or form interfered with a voter's ability to cast a vote. So that's something that you should definitely take back to your members. There was no issue associated with that. All of those check-ins that were to get a ballot, got a ballot, and voted for whomever their choices were. It is our belief that this is a one-off based on a first-time rollout. But certainly the bad news is it happened. The good news is it happened, because now we'll pay particular attention to that issue so that with the upcoming primary elections we don't see a similar issue. And I'm very fortunate that it was contained, and we certainly did not want to cause any confusion with any of the voters registered.
I would like to say that I spoke personally to the Attorney General's office and did answer, sent the answers in an email that they had questions for. Also, I did call all 5 boroughs where there were some issues. Our call centers did speak directly to voters, did look up their voter registration, did tell them in fact what party they were registered with, and as Mike Ryan did say, they were able to cast their ballot. This wasn't a primary, and I called you on Friday, and I think we spoke yesterday on the phone. Of course, with the e-poll books, you don't just get the e-poll books and turn them on. Everything has to be done according to the way we do things in New York State and New York City, including the verbiage. It was not a primary, so this was not something we addressed at the moment, being that we only had months to get the rollout done. The fields was supposed to be shut down, and it was not. As soon as we did receive word from the Attorney General's office, it was closed off. I just want to reiterate that.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to communicate that our party is particularly concerned with enrollments because we're a new party officially, but we have a lot of old voters, and we also are having an upcoming primary that the state committee just decided to participate in. So we are particularly concerned about this. I would like, I know you said that the votes and registrations are valid, but I just would like just a formal confirmation that enrollments are also valid and not affected by this.
Right, so our voter registration system is what we go by. And that data then has to get transferred over into the e-poll books. This was a single field of data amongst numerous fields of data, right? So just so that we're clear, that system that runs the e-poll books is a passive recipient of data from our system into the e-poll books. It doesn't feed our system back the other way. So no error that would occur on this side as a result of party mapping would be passed back to our system. It's a one-way street of data flow. So we push that data out. They had an abbreviation. The vendor had an abbreviation in their system that defaulted the party affiliation for your party to, I believe it was Working Families.
That's right.
Because Working Families was initially in our system from the first time as other. So your party essentially went in as other. If Working Families was not in as other, it would not have defaulted to Working Families. It would have defaulted to other, right? So it really is just a one-off that happened this time. We understand the sensitivity. You're trying to get your party moving forward and to grow, and you don't want setbacks. So this wasn't a setback. It was a moment of confusion and lack of clarity, but it did not in any way abridge any member of the Libertarian Party's ability to cast a ballot. And now that we're aware of the problem moving forward, that mapping issue moving into a primary election, which we would have paid particular attention to for primary elections anyway, is now moved to the top of the list of things in terms of data moving forward.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.